Candlewick on Brilliance Audio presents We Are Here to Stay, Voice of Undocumented Young Adults by Susan Kuklin. Performed by Scott Merriman, Timothy Andrés Pabon, Almarie Guerra, Frankie Corzo, Marcus Stewart, Lauren Ezzo, Emily Wu Zeller, J.D. Jackson, and Laura Jennings.
Y and her younger siblings, twins S and D, were born in Medellin, Colombia. They came to New York one by one when they were very young. Y says, "One of the reasons for leaving Colombia was our education. It was unclear if we stayed in Colombia that we could go to college. Another reason was my dad's entrepreneurial spirit. He saw the U.S. as an opportunity to have a better life. Also, there was more and more violence in Medellin, and our neighborhood was becoming unstable. There were turf wars. The children spoke no English. They had no idea what life would be like in a new country far from their tight extended family and friends. But they were together. They are a family. So far away."
S. I remember every single detail from that day. My brother and I were rollerblading outside. I was wearing my new sweatsuit that my mother had sent the day before. I loved it so much. It had a cute Barbie on it. I remember being in the hospital and looking at the pants with a big hole and blood all over them. I thought, I hope someone can fix that. There was a big sidewalk outside my house.
D. The sidewalk was small. All my life I thought it was huge too, and then I looked at the pictures on Google Maps. It was this tiny little thing.
S. I remember it as big.
Why? You guys were only 6, so little that everything seemed big back then.
When we were rollerblading, I heard gunshots, and I jumped off the sidewalk. I fell down and felt something hard on my left leg.
D. Your right leg.
Left. My left leg started hurting a lot. There was so much commotion. People were calling me to come to them. I was able to get up and rollerblade about 10 feet on one leg until I got to a little yard that led to our house. I got there and saw blood on the ground. I thought, what's going on? I never realized I had been shot.
It was our babysitter's friend who saw the blood. Everybody thought S was limping because she fell on the rollerblade. The friend started yelling, "She's dripping blood! She's dripping blood!" Our grandma turned and saw the blood. She picked S up and took her to a bus.
Everyone on the bus got off right away so I could go to the hospital with my grandmother. Grandma was hysterical. She hoisted me up and passed me into the arms of our neighbor to help take me to the hospital. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, please tell me this isn't happening. There was a priest who stayed on the bus. It was the weirdest thing. He did a prayer with us. I didn't understand why he was doing that. My grandmother held my leg tight to help stop the blood. When we got to the hospital, there was even more chaos. People were looking at me, staring. Right at me. I do not remember the pain that much. I like to think I was a trooper through the whole thing. I remember not being scared, and I never lost consciousness. After surgery, it hurt where they took out the bullet. When my grandma came into the room to see me, I said, "Grandma, why didn't you fix yourself up before you brought me here?" She had blood on her arms and clothing, and her hair looked a mess. She couldn't believe I said that. The wound wasn't serious, thank God. This kind of thing happened a lot in our neighborhood. It was more frightening for my parents. I was there in Medellin, Colombia, and knew I was fine. But my mom and dad were here in New York. On the phone, they were asking things like, "Is she going to walk again?" My dad had gone to the diner where my mom worked to tell her about me. I could hear him saying, "She's fine, she's fine. S got shot, but she's fine." When my mother got on the phone, I was totally calm. "Mom, I'm fine." I wasn't even crying.
Why? If I had had a gunshot wound, I would have been so dramatic. I'd have said, "Mom, come back right now."